Hey, it's Gavin here again from the jkd-bootcamp, and I'm going to continue and share some stuff to work on for some new people or people just checking out jkd. And last video we did some striking, we did some footwork, then we did a few strikes on the highline, and now we're going to add some footwork to that. So we're going to continue with our kind of a couple nice long range strikes. We did the vertical jab, we did the back fist, and we did the eye jab. So they're all really good. They got a nice reach to them, and we're going to add some footwork to them. So far we did kind of a posture like this, and we did this straight punch coming straight out from the shoulder, through the hip to the shoulder, out and then back, like that. And then the other variations were a back fist coming out and then back, and then the other one was an eye jab, like that. So now we're going to do these same strikes, but we're going to add a bit of dynamic footwork, a bit of explosive footwork. We're going to use the push shuffle, which is basically just having your back foot in a kind of a ready position here, and I'm going to push off with that calf. I'm going to really explode off that foot, and it's going to drive my whole body foot forward. So not just a step and then a drag, but explosive movement, very, very explosive. And we're going to try to time this just right so that we're creating a whipping motion. So as we land, as we come forward, and the pressure comes through my calf, through my hips, through my shoulder, and then at the last second, I want to time it just right so then I whip whatever strike I do, whether it be a jab or an eye jab or a back fist. I don't need so much power with the eye jab, but in order to do it really fast, it'll give you that speed advantage to just time it just right. Okay, so it's all these moves I'm using the similar mechanics that Bruce Lee kind of morphed from. He took the principles from fencing with this lead jab. It's very similar to a fencing move, and it's a form of interception. Okay, jkd is all about interception. It actually means Ji is intercept or stop. This means fist or limb, and then the way. So it's all about interception. What we want to do, it's a very offensive art rather than defensive, where we want to be striking most of the time. And the things when we aren't striking, whether it be trapping or whatever, these are or destructions or whatever we do, these are just ways to inflict pain or to break down barriers so we can do more striking uninterruptedly. That's our ultimate goal, is to not be affected by the other person's thing. But of course we're not at that level, so we're going to be doing things like parries and things like various ways of dealing with a limb coming at us. But ideally we'd like to just hit all the time. That would be our best goal. Okay, so we're going to do some long range striking now. So we're gonna put this footwork together here. So once again, I'm going to be kind of light on my feet. I'm going to have that foot ready to go there, and I'm going to burst forward. And at that time, my hips coming forward, my shoulders coming forward, and I'm going to extend that arm. Okay, and when I do it like that, a lot of times, you know, my head will actually suddenly get further away, and it will slightly slip on its own, like that, just like that. So I'm going inside, imagining there's a jab here, and this would be a form of interception. The jab's coming at me, and I'm slipping on the inside. I'm not even trying to slip, it just happens with this particular move. I'm going to go boom, right there, and intercept. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to explode off our back foot, and just boom, there's your shot. And once again, I want to try not to give any tells with this. I don't want to bring it back, I don't want to drop it, I don't want to lift my elbow up. I want it nice and straight, like when we were practicing straight. But now I'm going to add this footwork. Here we go, just relax. You want to be really relaxed and just tense up at the last moment. Try a little further away. Okay, good. So this is something you can practice if you're just getting in jkd or something. And we could also do the variations of this, which would be the explosive footwork coming in and just getting that range, closing that distance, but getting that nice eye jab. The eye jab is an incredibly effective tool. It's an equalizer. It's like using bear spray or a taser. It's gonna make the odds considerably better for you. This is something that elderly women can do, or children, or anyone. Is eye jabs, groin slaps, stuff like that. Also, even if you don't get it, land it. It's a very effective way for getting the person to draw their hands up. Even if you use it as a kind of a fake or a draw or whatever you want to call it, getting the hands up and then maybe going to another strike. So there's options there. So for here, I'm just going to explode in and get the jab. I'm working on my accuracy here. A little off there. There we go. There we go. Now you see with the footwork, sometimes my foot comes in a little bit. That's totally normal. A lot of people do that. It's kind of like an anchor. You're dragging along sometimes. Boom. It's just because your body's going very, very linear for these particular attacks. Okay, and then the next one is the back fist. So the back fist, in this case, I wouldn't typically use it when his hands are right like that, but if I imagine he's punching me or something like that, so his hand would be kind of coming at my head. It's nice to use with your monitoring hand, your trapping hand, your catching hand, parry hand, whatever you want to call it. And as it comes in, I can trap it. Imagine it more out here. I'm going to trap it or monitor it, parry it, and just feed this back fist. So here we go. I'm going to move over this. Maybe I'll move out a little bit here. Here we go. Moving around here. I'm coming in. Bam! Right there. Moving around. Right there. Maybe I'll take them low and I'll come high. Boom. Same thing. Move around. Bam! There's my shot. Maybe I'll fake low. Typically I don't like to start faking low unless they're striking or unless I do a high shot first. If they're striking, it's okay because they're kind of committed to something. But if they're fresh and they're ready, I don't really like going low first because I just feel that it's too much of a risk. But if I fake high and then go low, I feel you can get a reaction. That's different. Here we go there. Move further away. Here we go. Okay, so also, like I say, we can use groin slaps and stuff too. They're really good. Like once you start mixing up the ranges, it creates just total chaos and confusion, deception, and this is what we want. We want to make things easier by using strategy. Okay, like I say, so if I fake high with the eye jab or whatever, or maybe go for the eye jab, I get this reaction, brushes low, and then come back down, groin slap, and then come back up again maybe, or whatever. Okay, so people are often saying, well, what tools should I use? Basically, I look at all these techniques are tools, that's what they are. So if you can imagine for a second that there is no traditions, there is no styles, and all there is just body movement and tools, ways of moving our body, which are like tools, right? So it really comes down to that, and because JKD is not, it's not a system, it's not a style, it's actually a process or a journey, okay? It's not a product, it's a journey. So in this journey, there's a lot of self-discovery. As you move around, you're gonna have your favorite tools for different jobs. If you pick the right tool for the right job, it works better. Like if you're trying to build a house, of course, and you only have an axe, well, you can do it, but you're probably gonna end up with a log cabin. So you have different tools. So people say, wow, the Muay Thai roundhouse kick, is it better than the rear leg hook kick or whatever? And there's all kinds of these questions. I hear people say them all the time, but I try not to even get drawn into these discussions because it's just basically like they all have their purpose and they all have different advantages and disadvantages. It's kind of like I often say back to them, well, you tell me which is better, the spoon or the fork, okay? Because that's really what it comes down to. And if they keep persisting, I'll say, well, you want to know what's better? The one you're willing to train. That will always be the better one. So, rather than, this is valuable training time, you can get caught up in these debates that have been going on forever. Just learn some of the tools, and in your own experience, you're going to find Certain ones work better in certain situations. Sometimes you want power. Sometimes you don't want power. Sometimes you prefer speed to set up some other attack. It depends what tools and what your agenda is. Maybe your agenda is to break someone down by taking out their leg. Maybe your agenda is to, kick them in the groin and take them off that way. Or maybe you're setting up some headbutts, knees, and elbows because you don't want to break your hands doing some kind of punch that puts you at a lot of risk, right? So there's different purposes, different reasons. So anyways, maybe the next video I'll do, we'll go into some of our, we're going to do some explosive footwork entering, but we're going to do some low line kicks and just keep going with that. It's fun. Okay, take care, have fun, enjoy.